Person doing the last time this time is Sam. I totally forgot to mention that it was Sam when I posted the video super late. Whoops.
It's fine.
So, yeah.
I mean, I think I remember what's going on.
A lot happened with your character last time. So.
Yeah. My character's getting more creepy.
Yeah. And actually acknowledged that she's fucking cursed. Like, vocally acknowledged, like, yeah, I'm cursed.
Yeah, so.
When Locke wasn't there to call her out on, it's like, you see, I keep trying to tell you, you dense motherfucker.
She only admitted because you weren't there.
That's a dick move.
I know. She's a dick right now, so.
Is she trying, was it her trying not to worry him or something?
No.
Hey.
That's her just being stubborn as usual, so.
Okay, go on.
So last time, Sam, go.
Yeah, last time we were on a boat, then we weren't. Went looking around, trying to figure out how to get to another island that apparently is dangerous. So we had to go find an old lady. That was a fun interaction of trying to find her. Also, we discovered, like, there was a spell that could be used on Riven to help her.
Yep.
Do they realize it? I don't know.
See, that was out of character. Hey, what was that thing that... Here it is. Okay, so he just does it. And then later I was like, you know what? For other reasons, yeah, I guess I would be impulsive in that regard. So,
I mean, to be fair, Locke was like out loud asking about that spell, and then you just jumped on it preemptively. Like Locke asking about the spell was in character. Then Byrn was just like,
Okay, I'll just do it. Like, and that's when we had like a good conversation of like, okay, what are you using that spell on? Because there's different things going on with Riven.
right. So does he, in answering your question, does he know the best use of it? No. Not currently.
Not quite.
And then we went, finished talking to the old lady. Apparently the old lady only wanted to talk to Riven because she was interesting.
Yep.
And then we head out to go to a teleport circle. And we are on that journey now.
Because the person who was the guardian of the teleportation circle happens to be the old crone dwarf that you were talking to that only wanted to talk to Riven. You also, at the very beginning, were dealing with the aftermath of the turtle, and that was amusing.
everyone was wet.
Yes.
Oh, and Bjorn went somewhere.
Hollis.
Oh, yeah.
So Bjorn's going to be gone for a little while.
Oh, and apparently, my dog can teleport.
Oh yeah, we did learn that, didn't we?
Only Riven saw it.
What?
Basically, can use Misty Step.
Locke desperately needs a teleportation spell.
I'm sure you'll get it.
I'm sure I will. I'm probably going to invest in one next time I level up.
I mean, Dimension Door is a thing. Or Misty Step.
Dimension Door, you can bring someone of your own size with you, if they're willing.
And go further. Misty Step is 30 feet by yourself, and Dimension Door is, what, 200 feet with a person?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Anyway. So, yes, you were, you had found Croval, the crone old lady dwarf. Lovely individual. Who only wanted to talk to Riven because Riven was interesting. And she was going to make use of the spell teleportation circle once you made it to an actual circle so that she didn't have to draw one because she is lazy and because you guys are walking with her anyway. She is going to basically be the one to get you from this island to this island. Yay! Because Riven does not want to get on a boat anymore.
She's tired of doing this adventure. She just wants to go home.
For various reasons, Riven is just done with most things.
She is bulldozing this quest. She's just like, let's get this over with.
I mean, if she was back home, she probably would just left. So.
Possibly, but she made a promise to Locke, and she was going to help him through this. So.
Yeah. I also found the bit of Locke being upset and Riven still being aggressive because the spell hasn't been done yet, and yet she's like, Locke, calm down, hug. Wait, what? That was an amusing thing.
It clearly illustrates her priorities.
Yeah, it does. I don't even think
Also,
she
how
was...
protective she got when Locke pointed out that he was yelled at.
Like, I'm going to go fight this old lady.
No one yells at you. It's like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. Oh no.
Yes. So, needless to say, the conversations with Crowval along the way are probably non-existent. So, it's thankfully not that far out of town before you were to get to where she's set aside this teleportation circle, which is essentially near a like strange combination of a shack and a witch hut, like in like freaking something out of a tribal thing. It's clearly where she chooses to be when she's not in town drinking.
She's a hermit.
Pretty much, yeah. And her house almost is just straight up, short of having little shrunken heads and all this other mess. It's just the whole thing. And knowing that you guys are pushing to get the job done, she's just like circles over here and just leading the way. Unless somebody actually talking to her.
Oh yeah, and she also was going to make a deal with us, and it'd be like, well, you could do this, or you can pay this, and like we ended up paying again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was. It's Riven was the one to pay, and Riven was the one that wants to be done with everything, and Riven was the one she was talking to. So, Riven also doesn't care about money. So.
Yes, but for some reason she's rich.
We're all fucking rich. I'm still rocking 100 platinum.
Yeah. If you guys were to like broadcast all that out, there might be people that might want to try to steal from you. But thankfully,
like those goblins.
Thankfully, you don't go around and say, "Hey, we have 100 platinum in our back pocket." You know.
That could only end well.
Right. But anywho. So unless there's any kinds of conversations that you guys want to have with Groval, she's pretty much like, she was interested in Riven. Riven paid her to get everybody across the teleportation circles. And aside from the bits when maybe idle chit-chat between Riven and Hollis, and Crowball notices that the crazy powerful... crazy sounding half-orc girl suddenly barking, you know, it's fine.
I rather wish she was just like talking normal to the dog, and the dog just seems like she's just talking to herself. It's better.
I mean, I guess that
less
depends
cringe.
That depends on how you want to handle how Speak with Animal works, especially when it's not something that Riven herself is casting. It's just there. But anyway.
Well, yeah, Locke won't be participating in any conversation, but he does have Thought Shield up very religiously.
Is that something you have to actually activate, or I thought it was just something that was active?
It's a passive thing. People can't read my thoughts can't be read by telepathy or other means unless I allow it, and I am being very deliberate in keeping that active all around me right now. I don't like this lady.
Fair enough. You don't necessarily know what she's capable of to know whether or not she can do that, but that's a reasonable assumption to make. So, once you've sort of made it to her little shack and her teleportation circle, she's okay. So, the reason that I am the guard of such a thing is because it's been in my family for years. And about
I just thought it was because you're the most crankiest person in town.
The reason that my family takes care of the teleportation circles all across the cluster. You can get to pretty much any islands you want by speaking to a member of my family. So I won't be going with you, but when you arrive, you will probably see my little brother. He tends to man the circle in the center there, as crazy as he is. I will say, again, the place, you may have already heard it, but the center island is one of the most dangerous islands here. So, you're going to want to be careful. Though I feel as though you may be capable of handling yourself. But whatever. Here's the circle. When you're ready, let me go. Let me know. I'll cast a spell and you'll be on your way. And this is the moment when she's like an NPC in a video game of, you can do whatever you want, and then talk to me again, and then I'll send you away.
Oh, whenever you guys are ready.
I've got no reason to dawdle here. Let's go.
Off we go.
Yep.
Luckily, most of you have dealt with what a teleportation circle is like, especially considering Locke and his mother. So, it's a pretty simple task of, she goes around, she sets up the circle, and then you guys have basically 6 seconds to all run into the small little circle, and then poof.
Yes.
Whee! Boop.
You get yeeted.
Pretty much, yeah. Although I'm assuming you're probably going to be closer to like here because you're inland somewhere-ish. But yeah. And you go from a relatively small forested sort of area, not as densely packed trees, and a little witch hut type thing to the side, to the lower part of a mountainside cave home, and you are inside said cave when you appeared. And currently, there's no one in your immediate vicinity, but those of you with decently high perceptions, which there's at least Byrn and Oak to do that, you will be hearing that there is like the sound of someone chopping wood nearby. Just a little hole in the wall home. Again, looks very much like the home of a hermit, like where you just left. But in this case, not very witch doctor-y.
So I guess if other people don't outwardly show like they see it, I will point in its direction.
Or hear it, yeah. Yeah. So, upon leaving the cave, you will find yet another dwarf. This one is sort of grizzled, and she said it was her little brother, and she is crazy old, so little brother just means younger than her. He is he's got a few like scars along his arms, and he is just out chopping wood when you guys exit the area, or exit the little cave thing. And he does notice you when you walk out, and he's, oh, hi, welcome.
Hello?
Tourists or what? Well, no, okay, you look like adventurers. Never mind. Holy crap, dog. Hi. Okay.
Right, so just for my own sake of memory, because it's been a hectic week and I didn't sleep great, we're trying to get to a city on this island that has a Temple of Helm near it, right?
Yes, the temple.
I thought we were trying to get to the volcano to get
You both.
Young.
Well, yeah, well, yeah, that too. Yang is on this island, but
Temple is not in town. It's near the town, but it's not in the town.
yeah,
from what you guys
I
know.
remembered that bit. I just wanted to make sure I had my info squared away.
Yep. And the volcano is the very volcano that Yang is in is also on this island. So both the temple that you need for Silver Sword and Yang herself are located here somewhere.
So we just do them in order of what's closest, I say.
Granted, you don't necessarily know which is closest.
I would assume the town, because logically speaking, the town would be built along the coast to facilitate naval travel, whereas the volcano will be way in the mountains, because that's just how volcanoes form. It's magma pushing shit up and up and up and up. So, with where we are, the town's going to be closer. So I
Unless
say we
it's a
remember.
magical volcano.
Well, then we're just all sorts of fucked, but we don't have any indication of that at present. I'm just operating off of what makes sense to me, alright?
What if the town is like way underground, deep inside the volcano?
Shush.
Fantasy, it could fine.
Oh.
This is when Ryan rolls his infinite bullshit. Okay. Good, that would be funny.
No, infinite bullshit is when I'm trying to invoke an unreasonable result.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why he has the thing. Anyway. So, you will basically leave from there, and the other dwarf is... Okay, so, adventurers. That's a little bit more interesting. What are you looking for?
What's the nearest town?
If I recall correctly, you were told of the nearest town, because when you were given information, I sort of got my wires crossed, and I gave you the name of the town and not the name of the island. So you have the name of the town. Yeah, that. So, Ragnall is what I called it before, is the name of the town.
Ragnall?
Yeah. I believe.
Could you spell it?
I'm looking where I put it into the thing. Hold on. There it is. That one.
Rivnall. For some reason, the chat window isn't fully displaying for me.
I had to grab the title bar and make it not full screen, and then go back to full screen, and then it fixed it.
I just zoomed in and out, and that fixed it.
Either way. Yeah.
Alright, we're trying to get to Rivnall. Could you point us in the direction of that?
Oh, sure. You'll be wanting to go mostly south towards the coast.
Okay, thanks. Guess we'll be on our way then.
Yep.
And I will gesture at Hollis. Riven, may I hop up?
Go ahead.
And Locke will just hop up and ride the dog as we leave.
All right. So
And I will occasionally give vigorous head pats via mage hand.
Only when Riven isn't looking.
I mean, he enjoys that, so it's fine. He enjoys head pats whether or not they're mace hand or not. So
It's also just the thing I've done since fucking session, 2.
no.
Ever since we got him.
Pretty much, yeah. And see, this way, if you use Mage Hand to pet him, if he wants to randomly bite at your hand, the hand's not really there to bite. So,
Right?
I think that's the like layman's excuse as to why it's randomly Mage Hand, other than just being funny. Also,
I mean, there's just a novelty to it, I can pet the dog from a distance.
this is true.
But your hand feels nothing.
I'm still petting the dog. There is serotonin in watching it freak out and laugh and pant and kick the floor. And wag his little tail.
Even though he's this big, terrifying direwolf.
Look, we've known this guy since he was a puppy. Locke doesn't give a damn that he's giant.
Yeah, reasonable. So, You were told that you had to stick to heading south towards the coast, and you were in a forest, and you have a ribbon. So you're pretty much going to be able to get there without much of an issue.
Yee.
Yay for ranger tracking.
Uh-huh. However, it is probably getting close to nightfall by the time you make it there, considering that you started this whole trek once you had arrived in the docking town down below earlier. So by the time you make it to Rabnal proper, you're looking at nightfall. Oh, and Riven,
Yes.
make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Wouldn't be hard, not for you, but for Malachi's, okay. So you will see a thing, and I will send you concept of what you see.
Okay. Am I just starting to see shit?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's alarming when the dungeon master just confirms that you're just hallucinating now.
Oh, I'm not hallucinating. I have special eyes.
I have special eyes. Look with your special eyes. My
My
brand!
brand!
Just don't brag about that if we go by any black markets.
And it's just and it's just Commander Shepard and Tali.
So
What do I see? Ah.
I made it easy. I made it easy because it's. I mean, I don't know what Riven would necessarily see them as, knowing how she is right now. But yeah, that's basically what it is.
Now, is it a lot or little? Like, how many would you say?
4
Only 4 wandering around?
in your immediate vicinity that you can see.
Oh, okay. Ah. What do they look like?
People.
I understand, but like
I mean, they.
like peasants or like armored people.
There is one that is that does seem to be fairly well armored. The rest, in more drab kind of clothes.
Okay, I would like to try to steer the group away from them.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Are we going to notice?
Probably.
Like all of a sudden, I'm just taking you a weird way.
What? What's going on?
Oh, we're just gonna walk this way.
Okay. Any particular reason why?
There's people, and I don't trust them.
Locke is going to establish an awakened mind link.
Okay.
Okay, could you be a bit more direct? Because I'm kind of floundering in the dark here, and I don't like how that feels.
There's people over there. They look a bit weird.
So isn't like you haven't met them before, but you're just like getting bad vibes? Is that what's going on here?
Oh, they're right over there, dude.
I look.
Nope.
I don't see anyone?
Nope.
Okay, I don't want to doubt you or anything, but I'm not seeing anyone.
Are you serious? They're just like right over there. They're kind of like weird and wispy.
I'm
looking, I guess.
Wispy. I'm gonna use detect magic now.
I am. That's an interesting thought because I'm not sure if. I guess technically there would be a. I mean, there always is at the current moment. There always is a strong necromancy aura on Riven. So, but you don't really. There might be some smaller signatures of magic from like other people around you, like in town, but not anything that seems immediately threatening other than the necromancy that's on Riven.
Huh.
Whatever you're seeing, not even my detect magic spell's picking it up.
Great.
It's also worth
Which
noting
implies...
that now that it is darker, it is much more present to those around her. That Riven's eyes are like stark white. There's no. Her eyes are funky, if I recall correctly how you described them before.
Yeah, it's like she's completely blind, but she's like able to like look at people. It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I believe we also said that they glow when it's dark.
Yes, they do glow a bit.
I really wish this awakened mind thing could let me bring in more than one person at a time. It would make this so much easier.
Why?
Because then we could have entire group conversations without me having to be the messenger bouncing between everyone in the group.
Why can't we just sit there and talk normal? Why are you in my head?
Well, because, if there was, potentially dangerous people that you wanted us to steer clear of, I didn't want to tip them off.
I mean, I doubt they would hear us from this distance.
Can we still see them? I don't even know what the layout of where we're at is. I don't know what we're looking at. Where are we?
It's okay, Locke.
Alright, so...
Dungeon Master, do your
Oh.
job.
If you poke around in Riven's head too much, you might actually catch the crazy.
Get careful.
So, yes.
Don't give away my abilities, dude.
Ravnal is a sort of a hub town, capital city, docking town, all in one. It's the amount of people of it. It reminds you basically a lot like Caverson, except a docking town also.
So there's elephants on boats?
No,
Sorry,
no, there's no Loxodon here.
that was a joke.
I know, it's fine. But it's decently populated, and for the most part, people don't seem to be bothered by you guys wandering around. And you do see, especially for somebody like Locke and Riven, who haven't really been around very much, there are races and peoples that you don't necessarily recognize right off.
Oh, fun.
And there's even like a owlin or two, little owl person flying around. But for the most part, people sort of leave you alone, and it is just a bustling, busy hub town of sorts.
Even at night?
There are a number of people that are wandering around at night, mostly of the guard variety, and a few of the civilians. But it does seem
Question:
like
does that one armored dude? Did he look like a guard compared to the ones I'm seeing now?
the armor does seem very similar. Yes, not exactly the same, but very similar.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's just this quiet little town, quiet capital city type place that's just, it would be a lot more dense and have stuff going on if it wasn't during the night. But yeah, your lay of the land is basically a capital city as a docking town.
Okay.
So I guess we'll head to a tavern or something if we want to bed down for the night and maybe find out where that temple is in the morning.
I assume that's Oak talking.
Yeah.
Sounds like as good a plan as any. Though, quick question. And I will, real quickly, just rapid ping-pong, awaken mind to each other member of the group. Anyone else seeing, wispy, creepy people that Riven is steering us away from?
I'm not saying anything.
I'm assuming not, right?
Nope.
No.
Me neither.
I thought I was thinking maybe she had an aversion to that moss that grows on some of those trees, but there she just walked really close to it, so I don't know.
Alright. Then, finding a tavern or an inn to rest in for the night is relatively easy.
Yay.
Is Riven going to rest inside?
No.
Didn't think so. That would require her to leave Hollis. Which, admittedly, some of the guards are basically giving you a very careful watch just to make sure that nothing's crazy is going on with the dog. But they're not going to, like, outright come and do anything with it. They're just basically giving you a casual, cautious glance.
Nothing crazy is gonna happen with the dog. Anything crazy it's gonna happen with Riven.
Well, they don't know that. They're used to terrifying looking creatures causing havoc because this place is somewhat dangerous and has crazy powerful creatures. So, seeing someone with a creature that's not normally domesticated or civilized is a little bit alarming. That's all. So, aside from that, you will find you a tavern. The person running the tavern is actually an owlin, bigger owlin, of the medium-sized variety as opposed to the smaller size. Looks a bit like a gray-horned owl in the face. And is relatively, I mean, you guys have a crap ton of money, so.
He does not know this.
She doesn't know
But
this.
we can pay for shit.
But you can, yes. It is going to be, depending on how many rooms you want to get, you're looking at probably 5 gold a room here.
Oof.
And it's fancy. It's up there. It's maybe not something as crazy as, like, Rydell or anything, but it's decently high class.
How many beds per room?
You could probably get either 1 bed or 2 beds per room easily. Or if you wanted a room for all of you, considering Riven's not going to sleep in there, you can get a 3-bed room.
I assume that one would be a bit more expensive, though.
For a single 3-bed room, it would be probably 20 gold. Just because it's more convenient to have the rooms bigger and have all the groups together, so it costs you just a little bit extra, as if you had another person, because it's 5 gold a person normally. So.
Better come with fucking room service.
Oh, it does. It does.
But does it have donuts?
You know what? I vote that we just get like a single bedroom, and if my blanket of fortitude is repaired, we just sleep in that.
I mean, you theoretically could do that, yeah.
Is it repaired yet?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, good. Alright, Locke will chuck in the 5 gold for a single room.
And then him, Oak, and Byrn can have the blanket of fortitude inside.
Yep.
Okay. So, Riven, you're outside.
Yes. Just gonna go find an alley.
I mean, yeah. Not hard. Though, when you go into an alley, you will see another one of those, folks that you saw earlier. Smaller.
Another wispy person? Smaller one?
Small one. Mm-hmm.
Adult looking? Like
Nope.
race small or child?
Well, teen.
Oh, okay.
It appears to be maybe 14, 15, maybe elf, maybe half elf. Kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
And it's also hard to tell gender because the clothes are. Really...
It's just weird. It's just a child to her, and just like, okay, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. If you get close enough to hear anything from it, I don't know if you're.
Sure, she's a bit curious and very weary, but
Okay. Crying. Like sniffling.
Hello?
Looks,
Why are you crying?
Huh? Looks around and then at you.
Oh, why are you crying? What are you?
You can see me?
Yeah? Can't anyone else see you?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Can you help me?
What's wrong?
I want them to know that it was an accident.
You want who to know? And what was an accident?
I wandered too far away from town, and then I don't know if
Huh?
they know what happened.
I don't know what's happening.
So you can see me, but you don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can help.
What's your name?
Aiden.
Aiden.
Aiden. Yep.
Okay. Where do you normally live?
Over there. And she points. The kid points to a house that's probably just across the street from the tavern. You see that it looks like it might be a herbalist shop. Lights are off, but it looks like it might be an apothecary or an herbalist shop.
Okay. Are those your parents work there, or?
Mm-hmm. They'd probably be asleep right now.
Right. So what happened? Other than you wandered too far from the town?
Yeah. I was gonna go to help gather to get some of the berries and herbs that my mom uses, and then I heard some scary growling something, and then I'm here now.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. I will see what I can do.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. But why are you just in the alley? Why aren't you just like hanging out over there at your place?
I don't know. I didn't want to go close.
Okay.
So you'll help me?
Yes. But like you said, it's kind of dark out, so.
Yeah. Okay. And at that point, after saying okay for like the third or fourth time, kid disappears.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You're an exorcist.
Huh?
I said you're an exorcist.
She is or she needs one? Just clarifying.
Yes.
Just making sure I've followed all this.
Both. I'm fairly sure she just accidentally exorcised that dead teenager, and she needs one too.
Well, we'll see.
Alrighty then. Well, aside from that, Riven, your night is uneventful. Hooray!
Yay.
So, following that, in the morning, it is, bright, sunny, lovely day. Isn't it grand, Riven? It's fine.
Yeah.
But, everyone else will wake up and make their way outside, probably assuming that Riven found some sort of alley to sleep in because, didn't want to go inside because Hollis. And, you guys are ready to...
When they find her, she is just staring at the apothecary place.
Better than angrily staring at the sun as it rises.
Locke will buy a baguette on the way out of the tavern.
Baguette, okay. Better than a donut, slightly.
Well, mostly it's bigger. How expensive is a baguette?
Not super crazy expensive, like maybe 1 or 2 silver, 2 silver.
So it costs as much as alcohol. Yeah, expensive bread.
A damn good baguette. All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. And then coming out, I will just pass that baguette to Riven Yep, breakfast's up.
Okay.
He waves the baguette over his head excitedly. See the stick? Go get it.
When you said you were staring at the apothecary, are you staring at just at the house, or are you?
Just at the house, it's just like she's sitting there contemplating on like what to do.
Something wrong, Riven? Asked Oak.
I kind of made a deal last night, so I gotta go talk to people.
Now who do we owe money to?
No one.
We're already indebted to a dragon.
Unlike you, I don't have to deal with money. Which is very concerning that we have not heard from her, and it's been, what, a couple of weeks now?
Oh, yeah. It's been almost a month, actually.
I don't think you have a dragon anymore, Locke.
I mean, part of me is glad that we're not being emptied of all of our moolah, but at the same time, that is a little concerning.
Why don't you just reach out to her and talk to her?
Because last time we did that, we pissed her off.
Oh, boo-hoo. She's just
It's
from the dragon.
Just, she says. Oh my god. If Silver were here, she would have a conniption at that sentiment.
But she's not.
Well,
you
that's
can't
why
find her either, apparently.
Well, we can find her. We know exactly where she is. It's just...
Then where is she?
She's underground, under a mountain, under a fortress. And getting the tools to get her out of there effectively is the whole reason we're in this archipelago. So, now, backing up a sec. Deal? You made a deal? Let's deal?
Yeah, I gotta go talk to people over there.
Okay. Could you maybe be a little more descriptive than that, please?
I gotta go tell people that what happened to a kid was an accident. And I don't know if I should, because once I agreed, the kid kind of went poof.
Poof?
I don't know, they just disappeared.
Okay, to back up, walk us through what happened, step by step, please. I feel like there's some context that needs to be laid out here.
So, I went and I found that alley. She gestures to the alley.
Okay, alleyway.
And I went in, and there was one of those weird people that I saw similar to last night. Kind of wispy people.
Right, wispy people that the rest of us could not see.
Yeah. Sat there and I talked to them. They were crying. I asked what was wrong. They said just like some general things happen. As she I'm gonna say she explains it. So
Okay.
my head just went like, yeah, no, you're not gonna follow that train of thought.
I got you.
Been there.
Okay.
So, yeah, so she explains it, and then it's and apparently no one else could see this kid, but I for some reason can, and I was able to talk to them, and then, and then I kind of agreed to go talk to their parents over there, and let them know that it was just an accident.
Okay, so from everything that Riven has just described to me, does Locke know anything? Have I read about anything even remotely like this? Heard of anything even remotely like this?
I mean, so probably it's the nature of if this was a modern day, normal, average, mundane world, a character like Locke is going to have read ghost stories. This, however, is a magical world where ghosts take on a much more different meaning. So, yeah, probably. And if not Locke, Oak and or Byrn would know things as well. It's this is obviously a talk with a spirit. What she is describing is a talk with a wayward or lost soul or something thereof. Probably.
Huh. When the hell did you get that power?
I don't know, I just saw them start seeing people last night. That's the first I've seen of people.
Weird.
What?
I mean, it's just, to my knowledge, at least, there aren't a whole lot of varieties of spirits that are just invisible to the eyes of most people. That seems to be the case with these ones, so... I don't know, I'm at a loss. I would assume that in...
What? I'm in here talking to the dead. Great.
Yeah, that does seem to be what's happening. Why do you get all the cool shit?
I don't know, okay?
Neither do I.
Anyway, she just starts heading over to the apothecary.
Okay. I guess we're doing this.
I mean, the rest of
You
you
don't
don't
have
have
to.
to. I mean, you don't
Yeah,
have
it's
to.
like I just have.
Okay. I mean, if there's no objections, I guess we'll just wait out here for you then.
Okay.
Let you take care of it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm an outside observer in this situation. If I try to insert my 2 cents, there's a very good chance that I'll say something dumb and just make shit not okay.
Right. Okay. She goes. Wait, does it look like it's open for business?
Yep.
Okay,
Actually, it probably just opened up for business. Not while you guys were carrying on your conversation. There was a person that walked up and flipped the close sign to open on the place.
Okay. She will go into it.
And you will see a human woman, like sort of sandy, brownish blonde hair, and she will just smile as you walk inside. Good morning. What can I do for you?
Did I get the kid's name?
You did. The name that the kid said was Aiden.
Oh yeah, that's right, Aiden. Is
Aiden.
there a relative of people of an Aiden here?
How do you know that name?
Look, for starters, let's clear something up. I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's causing it. Okay, so this is kind of a new territory for me, but
I'm also assuming you don't know what's causing your weird voice thing, but okay.
no, I'm just cursed.
Right.
then-
Okay.
Because again, Locke's not there, so
Mm-hmm.
and
It's
so
like
it's
playing
just...
rock, paper, scissors with Byrn. Carry on.
Using Awakened Mind, all you see is the occasional nod or head shake.
Yeah. So, last night, I saw a kid crying in an alley, and I decided to help them, and they told me their name was Aiden, and that he's somewhere around here. So, I'm assuming you're a parent of theirs?
So you can see ghosts, I guess, or spirits.
But, yeah, like I said, it's a new thing for me. They wanted me to tell you that it was just an accident. They wanted to help.
Did they say what happened?
They heard a growling, and that was it. And then they showed back up in town.
Thank you. Letting me
You're
out.
welcome. I'm sorry. She is very awkward at this point. She's like, I'm gonna go leave now. Bye. She just turns and goes.
Not good
Yay.
at this for sure.
Uh-huh. Good job. And her non-existent black heart grew 3 sizes bigger.
Oh, Jesus.
And started smoking.
Oh, no.
Oh, my heart's cursed. I already know about that.
Anyway. So, following that, where are you guys going to go now?
Things go well in there?
Yeah. Things are fine. Now what?
I mean, if there's nothing else to tend to in town, I suggest we beeline for that temple. Just follow Young's footprints.
Do we know which way the temple is?
Not as such, but I imagine it's not too terribly far away, and we can always ask people.
Well, why don't we just go and ask now?
Yeah, fair enough.
So, I will say that people can make either perception or investigation checks to sort of look or ask around town. Or if you want to go the direction of specifically just asking and not bothering to actually look, you can do persuasion as well. So, your choice.
I will do persuasion. I will do persuasion and just ask a city watchman because I have very good persuasion. 19.
I'll roll for Oak anyway because it's fun.
The other option, other than persuasion?
Investigation or perception.
I am much better at persuasion. 18 investigation. Wait, investigation or perception?
Either?
Either or.
Any of the three.
Well, I would rather that have been a perception.
Anyway,
It's like persuasion or investigation. Investigation it is. Oh, well, perception. So add 10 to that.
I thought as much. Yeah.
Yeah, and perception.
Does Byrn have actual class training in religion?
No.
Okay. But due to stuff with him, he knows at least a decent about various holy symbols and whatnot, I would imagine. Or at least he knows this one because he did briefly see it. So, Locke, you're going to do persuasion and basically ask a city watchman if they can direct you in the direction of a Temple of Helm, yeah? Basically?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. While Locke is doing that, Byrn, you will notice that there are a few folks of well-built, usually heavy armored, sometimes in cloaks, that are maybe 2 or 3 that are wearing the symbol of Helm among them. So there are people of Helm in this town.
Okay.
And then the city watchman, he'll say, "Oh, yeah, you can find the Temple of Helm if you travel through the forest towards the mountains. I'd be careful though; it can get a little crazy out there."
We'll be fine.
Probably.
But if you're looking for the Temple of Helm, you'll find it closer to the mountains.
All right. Guess we know where we're going then.
And I guess you're just gonna leave town and go right there.
If
Yeah,
there are no
start traveling.
if there are no objections, I can't think of anything we necessarily need right now.
I don't
I mean,
think
you've got
anything's
some
gonna
decent
stop
supplies
us.
and at least 2 healers. So
Yeah. That being said, how many days until it's been a full month since we last heard from the dragon?
Well, I'll put it this way. You have not heard from the dragon since you encountered the, way back when you encountered the Warforged Artificer. It's been a while. You were with Warforged Artificer, you traveled back to Yukiegi, and then from there you went straight to, you went up into Karakal, you had the whole, bit with, Riven in
English.
Rydell. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all the details. You had the whole bit with Riven and Rydell, and then you started your trek on a boat to go to the Shotokhan Cluster and all that. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been quite a while.
Alright, well... It may be prudent to check on that. Maybe tonight when we're camping. Just see what's going on with that. If you've no objections, Oak? Do you have that spell up for that?
I mean, I can. I don't know how happy she'll be with being called unannounced, but yeah.
I mean, we don't really have a way to announce it. Only thing I can think of is maybe just stick a note in the ender pouch asking, "Are you alright? We haven't heard from you in a while."
I mean, we probably could. We do have paper.
We do, actually, and that would be less intrusive. You know what? Okay. Locke is going to reach into his...
And then out of the little change purse pops a UOI.
You mean an IOU?
No, UOI. You owe me.
Okay, whatever. Do I
Instead
have...
of IOU, UOI.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway.
Locke is going to
Makes
take
sense
out one of
to me.
his 7 remaining sheets of parchment and just scribble down a quick little message on it that simply reads, "We haven't gotten any messages or requests for payment from you to you for a while. Is everything all right? Has something happened? We're just wanting to be sure because silence has a weird habit of being a bad thing in our experience."
Okay.
And just to make it nice, and because I just have so goddamn many of them, I will accompany that with an additional 3 platinum pieces as I'm putting it into the ender pouch.
Oh, nice.
Just like a, hey, sorry if this is a bad time. This will smooth it over, I hope. Please,
Okay.
please don't be mad at me.
Okay.
Okay, and I guess we could just wait and see if anything comes of that. I mean, I don't know how she receives it all on her end. Does it just appear in her hoard, or does she have to rifle through a bag herself if she's not expecting something from us? I don't know.
I mean, she did find the underwear without wanting to find it, so.
Oh yeah. To be fair, though, that was part of our deal because she wanted proof that we had humiliated and/or killed the person who was responsible for counterfeit money.
True.
And I mean, we stole his underwear and we cut off his head. I'd say that's pretty humiliated and pretty dead. So.
Yeah, that definitely constitutes both of those things. Yes. So you will send that out, and you will make your way into the forest.
Yes.
Alrighty. I guess with Riven leading the charge because she is never going to be lost in a forest ever. Period. The end.
Yes.
Be glad that I'm a nice DM and actually give you forests to traverse through. This is the moment when.
But do the trees look wispy and talk to her as we go?
No.
I find it funny that you're mentioning about giving us a forest to go through. I'm the one who drew the goddamn map. And you didn't give me an outline. You just said, "Give me some islands," and I gave you some islands. Everything the only thing you gave me for specifics was island in the middle with a lot of big mountains. That's all I had. Everything else is just me splurging bullshit.
Okay, so thank Brian for giving you a forest.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh.
I'm sorry. I just found that funny.
Oh yeah, it's fine. So you are going to begin making your way and trekking through the forest. This is not some sort of crazy magical forest or anything that's going to make it hard for you to find your way. So Riven's not going to have to do a survival check. It's basically, hey, we know that north will basically lead us to the mountains, and we were told that the temple was near the mountains. So let's go that way, and you go that way. It's a densely packed forest, and you do hear some, even without having to do a perception check, you do hear some noises of nature, but some of them don't necessarily sound like your typical animal sounds. Like, you're not going to get the sounds of birds. It's more like you're going to get the sounds of, like, wild cats. Among other things. But for the most part, you guys have a big, huge dire wolf, and animals are just sometimes aware that maybe it's not a good idea to mess with you. It's that point when you're in like a Pokemon game and all the Pokemon are running away because you're higher level. At least in most instances, anyway. You guys are going to make your way into the town, or into the forest, and traversing your way through relatively easily. It's going to take a couple of days to actually make it all the way up there. I don't know how much we established that a person can travel over land in a day, but
I mean, I'm given to understand that the usual travel pace of D&D, assuming ideal conditions, is like 8 miles in a day at a standard pace, but we are going through forest, and I'm not seeing a road. But then again, it is heading towards a temple, so I would assume that there should be a road.
I'd like to think instead of miles, those are days.
I mean, I put it in miles because I was measuring like all of the areas of the map. So, and if
this is this is an archipelago, not like a massive ass continent.
Yeah, if you can traverse, 8
And
miles.
those are some tiny mountains.
It's just meant to represent a volcano.
So if you can traverse 8 miles in, and no, that's a very specific point. There is no defined road. And
We shall let faith guide us.
and there is at least as you were traveling, like this place has some creep and weird going on about it, because there's, like I said, there's no small animals. Everything is much bigger. If you hear a bird, it's probably more like a emu or something instead of like a small sparrow.
Okay.
So the animals here are a bit more on the larger variety for the most part. And you do know where you're going. So this is less about getting lost and more about making sure you find your way to the temple without incident. Riven, give me survival.
15.
Okay, not bad. You will sort of be making your way through, and you will see eventually you'll get into like a smaller patch of trees and almost like a little mini clearing of sorts, and you'll see what appears to be an old campground. There is like a couple little patches of where one would set up a fire, and like ragged tents a little bit. You don't see any people though. Not immediately, anyway.
How old does this camp look?
Well, can't be too crazy old, because you do still see like embers. It's like soft embers. It's not like a raging campfire, but it's like soft embers in the campfire. So it can't be too crazy old, because there's still heat and fuel in the fires. It's just not burning the bramble. So, yeah. I mean, you have the option to investigate it, or you can just continue on.
I just want to rummage around and see what we can find.
Looking around the camp itself?
Yeah, let's see what we can find.
Okay. Anyone else gonna...
That's a 5.
Recently-ish abandoned?
Based on the fact that the campfires don't look like dried out and old, it's probably recently abandoned, yes.
Any signs of violence?
Roll me investigation like Riven did. Riven, nothing.
I just find camp. She just goes, stands by the fire, and like kind of kicks in and be like, "People need to keep putting these out fully."
You're gonna kick the campfire?
Yeah, like she's gonna actually like make sure it's properly out.
Oh no, why
Destroy
would
the
you
last
do that?
ember.
Now we're gonna fight a campfire golem.
What?
I'm just
Is
kidding.
that a
Because,
thing?
stained glass golem for breaking the windows.
Oh
Doing your
no,
stuff.
she's in here doing something for the forest. Because there's dumb people that set forest fires for having campfires.
You, my token for this vanished. I had it, darn it. But,
It's like one of those magic birthday candles. Every time you extinguish it, it magically relights itself.
are you, okay, actually, are you, kicking to try to extinguish the fire?
Yeah, just a little bit of embers that's left in it.
Okay.
She's like
So-
trying to like shovel like with her foot, scrape dirt onto it.
Alright. So, you kick it. Fire goes out. 3, 2,
Okay.
1. 3, 2, 1. Fire comes back.
She does it again.
Same thing. Same result.
I want this fire go out.
Riven's, you're the closest one to the fire. Make me a perception check.
26. What do I see, God?
So, yeah, you will have something like that. I just don't have the token for it because I didn't make it yet.
She's just gonna sit there and look and like get close to her and be like, "What are you?"
I assume the rest of us are hearing Riven have this existential crisis.
A little bit. She seems to be arguing with a campfire.
Everything all right over there?
Yeah, now she just like stops and like kind of hunkers down a little bit and is like looking at it like, what are you?
Um,
I'm heading over.
funny enough, this thing does count as a beast, and you have speak with animals always.
Oh, great. Okay.
My campsite. Leave.
What? Okay, so wait, so your campsite. Was there people here?
Not anymore.
Did you send them away?
No.
Where did they go?
Oh, wait.
You want to find out?
Not particularly if you just sit there and tell me what happened to them. We'll leave you alone.
So you see the image where it has a really big mouth?
Yeah?
Yeah, it does that. Just...
You
He's
ate
like-
them?
Some of them were tastier than others.
Well, you're so small.
Took a couple bites.
Can you do me a favor? We'll leave you alone. Like I can give you some jerky as a persuasion.
I don't think you can taste.
Well, no, I don't want you to eat me. I meant like I got a bag of meat here.
Oh. Start sniffing.
I'll give you some of this if you promise not to set any of the trees on fire. Can you do that?
The trees protect me. I'm not gonna set them.
Okay. Well, it's just you have a campfire on you.
Oh yeah, I
She
do.
goes and does that hurt you or is that just part of you? Nice and toasty?
Yes.
I have a question. Another question. And she gives him a couple of some of the meat that she has. Have you seen armored people that wear blue go marching through the forest here?
All the time.
Which way do they head?
Faces, what you, who never get lost, know is north.
So just continue straight north?
Shrugs.
Okay.
Which, when he shrugs, it rolls the embers that's on his back. The, like, timber that's on his back.
You're a pretty cool one. Okay. She wants to pet him so bad, but he has fire, and she knows fire is bad.
I mean, you could. It's not like the
You know what?
back. It's not like his back is on. The entirety of it is on fire. No.
She's just gonna try to quickly pats it. Well, you're doing a very good job with your campfire, with your camp. We will leave you alone now.
Now, Riven, it's worth noting that there are other campfires in this camp. He's not by himself.
Oh, there's multiple of you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a nest? Are you a baby or full grown?
This is home.
Yes, but she's trying to figure out whether or not we're in like a nest and the parents are out and we are in trouble.
You do not see any that are bigger than the one that you are seeing now. There are at least 3 in the immediate area that you can see, and you don't see any like locales of bigger areas in which that they can hide, not in the immediate vicinity anyway.
Okay.
So if they do get bigger, you don't have any indicating of that near you right now. And he is relatively small. He's about the size of a like, I think he was classified as a medium creature. Let me double check here. Medium or small, one of the two. Nope, he's small. Okay, yeah, he's small.
I was
So
gonna
he's
say
about-
if he's medium,
That's
it's
a
because
bonfire.
he's long.
Yeah. It is a campfire on his back. And campfires are,
Medium-ish.
medium-ish, and so he is he's about as big as like a blink dog or something of the
Okay.
sort, being a small creature of sorts.
Well, is it okay if we traverse through this camp so we can continue on our way?
Just don't kick the fire. That hurt.
I wasn't trying to kick you. I was just trying to get the dirt to put out the fire because I was worried about the trees. But if you're not going to set the trees on fire, you're good. Okay. She turns to everyone. I understand. She turns to everyone. Be careful where you step. Let's continue on.
All right. I'll step slowly around the campfire, and I assume none of the rest of us understood that conversation.
No, you just heard. If you were relatively close, you would have heard like growling coming from the campfire, and if you were paying attention to the conversation, you would have saw when he rose up enough to show his air quotes big mouth and teeth. Ow. Which isn't very big, but
yeah. So
yeah,
just leave them where they are, and we'll continue on our way.
Yep. It wasn't going to hurt you unless you were outright aggressive to it directly, and it tries to be more intimidating than, like, I'm going to attack you. So, it's a relatively calm sort of a thing, unless you make it mad.
Right. But that would be a cool little pet to have.
It would, yes. In their descriptions, there are actual creatures, such as, like, goblin tribes that will normally pick up, like, wargs and stuff. That can theoretically train something like this too, just like how a goblin tribe can have wargs and whatnot. Yeah, this thing can totally be tamed.
If Riven gets better, she'll probably find one.
They're cool little things, ain't they? Yep. They are referred to specifically as a Campbriar.
Campbriar?
Campbriar.
Right.
Okay.
Combination of briars, as in like plants, and then like trying to say campfire, but campbriar. Anyway, yep, they're fun little things.
Okay, so we continue on.
Yep, you do. Also, if you had tried to kill those things, you could have just kicked it really hard a couple times and it'd be dead. It's level 3.
Yeah, which is curious as to like how they got this campsite. But Riven wasn't going to push it.
I mean, goblins are level like 1/4, so. But anyway, you only you and Locke really searched the campsite and didn't find anything because you rolled like 5. So. Moving ever onward, you will.
At least we know we're on the right track, so we're not lost.
At least assuming that the thing was intelligent enough to know what it was talking about.
Good point.
Although, yeah, according to its stats here, it has the same amount of intelligence as Locke has strength.
Oh, jeez.
At least it's better than a 3. I mean, it's technically smarter than Hollis, I think. And Hollis intelligence like a 3?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's smarter than Hollis.
Oh, great.
Hollis is much stronger, but it's smarter. Anyway, so you will make your way ever onward, and sort of coming out of the trees at the edge of the night, getting on to the end of the evening, as you're traversing through, you're going to see the mountainside and the temple. It's going to look somewhat similar to the temple that Locke saw when he was looking at the temple for the Silver's temple, but it's not quite as like grandiose on top of a mountain and all this mess. It's actually into a mountain instead. And looking outside of it as you are walking up, you will see that there are 2 individuals that are guarding the temple gates, and it's currently very late. And they are in like plate mail armor that matches and has the helm colors and all that other stuff.
I think we found it.
Probably. So,
I mean,
remind me, what was the name of the guy we needed to talk to here?
You're not actually given a name. I think your notes were said to. I don't think the cartographer.
All I know is...
Yeah.
All I know is this
is
guy's name starts with an N.
Wait, no, the island started with an N.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Island
the
started guy's name had an R in it, and he was a dwarf.
Mm.
You really actually don't know a whole lot about the guy that you're looking for, other than he's the one that's holding on to Silver's sword, and apparently Young tried to come and get it and failed.
because of a trial,
Some sort of trial or something. Yep.
and that's why it's like maybe we should get Young so that way she can redeem herself for some pride.
I mean, you still have the option of getting Young first. You haven't approached the temple yet.
I mean, we can go and see what's going on. And... So
At the very least, establish that the guy we're looking for is here, then maybe go get Yang and then do the trial.
sure.
Alright. First, let's just make sure that the guy we want to talk to is in fact here, since, it's on the way.
Technically, yeah.
Alright, Fuck,
Who
I
is
guess I'm the one
approaching
that's...
first?
I guess I have to this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because out of everyone here, I'd probably have the biggest emotional investment in all this, so... Alright.
Well, Oak can go with you.
Yeah, probably a good idea. So that it's not just some little twink of a 17-year-old marching up to their door. Locke is fucking 10 years younger than me, gee.
10 years younger than
Posted, Locke is 10 years younger than me, almost.
Oh.
I'm 26, and he's 17 only because of his time spent in the Feywild and weird time dilation that happens in there, so.
Mm-hmm.
If it weren't for that, legally, he's still, physically, he's still a full 10 years younger than me. But regardless. Alright. Let's give this a try, shall we? Oak, you coming?
Yeah. And
All
I
right.
will walk with you closer.
Alright. So I'm not exactly sure how we're going to phrase this. I suppose the best thing we can do to just start off is ask after Young. I mean, she came here before us, so if we ask after the punchy dwarf woman in red, who she talked to, then we can just go from there.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And if I'm remembering correctly, the person she talked to was a dwarf?
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what she said. She said it was a dwarf that was holding on to the sword.
His name has an R in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So, do the guards... So I assume the guards, move forward to stop us as we're approaching or something?
Pretty much. They will sort of make a stance as if to say halt, but not actually say anything. They're just sort of watching you intently.
Right.
After all, you don't look particularly threatening, the two of you. Just a random furball and a kid.
But
Right.
the rest of us behind them.
Yeah. So, does Locke know, I traveled with Silver for a while, but I don't think I ever actually asked her many questions about her religion, but just on a basic level, does Locke know, a, hey, I'm not an asshole gesture that would be associated with the worship of Helm? I come in peace gesture,
Just don't be an asshole.
I guess, but,
And
showing,
be
some... Yeah, obviously.
Don't be suspicious.
Obviously.
But not to lie.
But showing some base familiarity with the religion I'm interacting with goes a long way, too. That's why I'm asking.
Just trying to think. No, it's pretty much just how you hold yourself, present yourself.
Right.
You
just
would know
try not to
from-
do anything you're up to something suspicious that will
Right.
set them off.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, Locke will just give a little nod of his head. Hello. My companions and I are given to understand that at some point in recent months, a dwarven woman passed through here, speaking with a member of your order in this place. She's a friend of ours, and we're following in her footsteps trying to figure out what exactly happened with her. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Her name is Yang, dressed in red. Punched things a lot.
Having walked closer, you notice that the two individuals that are guarding appear to be both male, and one is a high elf and the other is a drow.
That's a dichotomy if ever there was one.
Yeah, it is an interesting pair, that's for sure. And they'll sort of look at each other and goes. The drow speaks up, moving a little closer. Did she make use of claws? White hair?
Yes, that's her.
We have seen her. She was here for a time. Spoke with one of our own, and then moved on.
I see. Might me and my companions be allowed to speak to that same individual?
Well, it is late. He is most likely asleep, if not working in his forge right now. Sort of looks past you to the rest of the group. How close is everyone else following?
I mean, Riven's close enough to just keep... Well, she's gonna keep her distance, but close enough to see what's going on with them.
That sounds about right. I was going to say close enough to hear, but not close enough to alarm.
Right. Okay. So... Well, you look to be a decently powerful bunch if something goes wrong. And if something goes really wrong, just call for help. But I would suggest resting here for the night. And then in the morning, we'll see if Blacksmith Skijarmaz would like to speak with you.
Okay, could you run that name by me one more time out of character?
Uh-huh.
I
Skijarmaz. It is...
A lot of ways I could spell that.
Uh-huh, I know. Where is it? Okay. Skijarmaz.
That is the weirdest goddamn fucking way. No, I don't want the battle crab in my notes, thank you.
Yes,
Good job.
accept the battle crab.
Battle crab.
Give me a second.
Some would call him a crit crab.
Oh. Boo.
Oh. Crab King, maybe? I don't know.
King Crab. Oh, wait.
Mr. Krabs.
Jeez.
Anyway.
Fuck it, I'm adding the battle crab to my notes at the very bottom. There's just a battle crab there now.
Hooray! We persuaded him into the battle crab.
You didn't persuade me into anything. I'd persuaded myself.
Close enough.
You're welcome.
Anyway.
I'm welcome.
That's alright. We wouldn't want to take up any space inside of your temple unnecessarily. We have means of accommodating ourselves in the night, if there's no objections to that.
Feel free.
Alright. Like a respectful nod of my head, and then return to the others. And as soon as we're out of earshot, Locke will immediately slump a place just, I hate having to deal with people uptight like that.
Who said they were uptight? They weren't really uptight. They were just...
Well, no, but like Locke felt... Well, no, they weren't. Locke felt like he had to be, though.
fair.
It's a church. Come on.
Yeah, they're just like sitting there like judging. Judging looking like...
Okay, so, apparently the guy's name is Sadgrak. A blacksmith. He's not presently available. I told the folks at the gate that we could just leave out here, wait till dawn, and speak in the morning, so...
Okay.
Okay, so I guess just pop out the blanket. And I will pop out the blanket. And I will throw the blanket, and it will become a library.
Alright. And you will rest for the night. Except for Riften, who stays outside.
Yes.
I mean, she'll rest too. She's just outside.
Upon which note, before going to bed that night, I am going to check my family messaging book and see what's going on with that. Have there been any updates there? Any pending messages I should be keeping tabs on?
Well, you do see that,
Your father got arrested again.
God damn it.
no.
Busted my balls off to get him out of there.
So you will see that there is an exchange happening every now and then. You don't have timestamps for the messages going back and forth. You just see that they're a thing. How long has it been since Locke actually paid attention to look at it intently?
I mean, I would assume that I've been like checking in on it at fairly routine intervals, and that you would tell me if there was anything important.
Right. Okay.
I went through all the effort of getting this shit made in the first place.
Yeah, you did. So while there's nothing immediately pressing, there's just like idle chit chat going back and forth of some sort of bit in a like Indiana Jones treasure style dungeon that your half sister and your dad are going on. Nothing too pressing. They just seem to be like, your dad's very excited about this random MacGuffin artifact he got a hold of.
MacGuffin.
I'll just cheekily write in the pages. Okay, I've been busy for a little bit. What's going on? What's the name of this archipelago again, by the way? Shotokhan Cluster?
Shotokhan Cluster.
I'll just swiftly add in, greetings from the Shotokhan Cluster, by the way. It's warm here.
It
Your
is somewhat,
magical postcard.
it is somewhat more tropical than Gradiriel, yeah.
We fought a dead turtle.
Especially near like a volcano, but so you are there's a brief pause, and at the mention of the Shotokhan Cluster, you'll get an answer back from your mom pretty quickly. That's like, oh, I've heard interesting stories about that place. Be careful.
Aren't I always?
No.
You're not here.
Actually, there's a handwriting that's somewhat pretty that you don't quite recognize, but the tone to it very much tells you that it's probably your half sister. And she's like, "Are you though?"
I mean, do you know me well enough to make that joke yet?
I know your father.
You know what? That is a very valid point. Let's not mix us up, though.
Yeah.
I also happen to not know my dad well enough to make that joke about him yet.
That's a fair assessment, yeah.
Apple doesn't fall words.
Apples don't fall. Screw gravity.
Don't fall far from the tree.
There you go.
The apple doesn't have to fall very far to land in the paddy wagon.
Boy.
Or the cabbage wagon, rather.
My cabbages.
I don't.
They're apples.
Alright. But yeah.
And you know what? So,
Other
you know
than
what?
that,
Actually,
nothing too crazy.
that actually gives me a thought. Like,
Mhm.
if I actually have a direct line to Vanya right now, I figure I might as well abuse it. Because I haven't actually had many chances to properly interact with this character yet.
That's true. You haven't.
So, as in, like, I was actually prompting to have, like, a proper discussion in the book.
Oh yeah, you can.
So, how's Dad holding up over there? Has he gotten himself hurt?
Nothing that can't quickly be cured with the right kind of magic.
Story of my life, isn't it?
Another handwriting pops up. Hey, I'm here too.
Don't break the tempo of the conversation, Dad. Go to sleep.
He's not going to answer anyway. It's time for watches, and she's the one that's on watch right now.
So they're in the same time zone as us?
Probably not.
Time zones.
I mean, night just started for us, so they're probably like halfway through their night, or like a phase through their night at least.
Probably.
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know how time zones work.
You know, it's weirdest thing. I still often have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that I even have a half-sister. It's one of those details where it just whips right back around and blindsides me when I'm just in the middle of literally anything else. Like, a bombshell goes off in my thoughts like, oh yeah, shit, that's right.
How old is the half-sister?
She is older than Locke.
Oh.
Not by much, but she is older than Locke. By virtue of the nature that is Locke's father, he ran away from her mother first.
Yeah, I bet.
For Sam's benefit, in case you didn't quite catch that. But yeah, it's the older sister and it's a half sister, so it is. Yeah. Regardless, she is. There's not really a response for a bit, and then she's like, "Yeah, I know. It's still weird for me too. But this book is cool."
I went through a lot of effort and paid a lot of money to get my hands on it. And at some point we're gonna have to get replacements because these things only have so many pages.
Especially for random nonsense conversations like we like to have, apparently. Well, I say we, I mean your mom and dad.
I mean, I can't really blame the two of them. I mean, that was the whole reason I got these books. This family's been splintered and all over Gradiriel for years.
And look at you, you're not on Gradiriel right now.
No, I'm not. I'm way off, and that's kind of the whole idea. The family got scattered all over the place, and then even after all the effort I busted my balls off through to try and bring it back together, Dad still kept shuttling off to do things way out of my line of sight, and I mean, was Vanya there when he went to get, like, the alert collar thing? Or had she not entered the picture yet?
I think... Was the alert collar thing after you released... You helped him get released?
Yeah, that was after I got him out. I think that collar thing was what prompted me to get the books. Because I wanted to do this properly.
Right,
Holding a guy on a leash is not doing it properly for this type of family interaction.
Yeah. I think Vanya was with them probably sometime around the whole, I think Vanya came around about that.
Wasn't she in the picture when, like, we went through one town and his dad was hiding out in a house?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, that was how I met Vanya, how we met Vanya, yeah, but I can't recall if, like, that was before or after the collars.
That was...
Or if that was the same damn incident.
That was in and around the same time, I think. At the very least.
I think it would be, like, led up to that. Like, he was there to go up a mountain or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's been a while.
I mean, at the end of the day, anyway, at the end of the day, at least, though, these books are better than a collar.
Yeah. Well, let's not keep up too many of the pages and have you pay however much to make them again. How much did it cost you, by the way? Do you remember?
I genuinely do not remember. My life feels like it goes in slow motion, sprinkled with bits of rapid movement.
Do you at least remember who made them?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think I could ever forget that Dwergar.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Story for another time.
Yeah. Either way, though, when I'm done with all of this shit over here in the cluster, and once I've got my friend out from the hell, I don't know, out from underground, wherever she is, just gotten her back, I think that'll probably be about the time that I just stop moving for a bit and just... I went through all the effort to bring the family back together. I might as well actually spend time with it, right? Otherwise, Otherwise, I'll be just as bad as Dad. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I know you're reading this.
Oh, he'll read it later.
Oh, I know. That's why I left it there for him.
It's... Maybe you can help me get him to sit down and sit still long enough to actually be a family for a while.
Maybe.
I'm only adventuring alongside him because when I when I found him, I wanted to make sure that he didn't go off and leave again, you know?
Same.
So,
I get the impression we both have really long stories about the aftershocks of him just jumping ship.
oh yeah,
Stories to share when we have more time, then.
agreed.
Alright, well, we're talking intra-sleep over here, so whatever you're up to, I'll let you get back to it.
Watching uneventful evening.
Here's to hoping it stays uneventful. Night.
Good night, Locke.
Then Locke will tuck in for sleep, and, yeah. That's my little moment of character development.
Yep. And then, was all that happening while inside of the, like, just after having set up the tent and all that? Or just before, or... Like, I'm trying to figure out if you guys do watches in the same way that you did before. Because, one, you're missing a person, because Bjorn's not here. And two, I don't know if Nocturnal Mode Riven wants to be the one to be awake when sun comes up.
Yeah, no.
I mean, to be fair, we're like 50, 60 feet away from a Temple of Helm.
This is true. I mean, you don't necessarily have to have watches. Not in the strictest sense. Assuming you trust the member of Helm over there. Oh, well. Yeah.
If there are no objections to that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
So, you'll sit down to rest for the night then. Yeah. Hey, Riven.
Yay! Well, what's going on?
Uh-oh.
Since I guess we did technically establish that somehow your ability to see specters doubles as the ability to hear them too. Could you talk to one?
Oh, sure.
As weird as that is. But I mean, after all, they're gonna want you to interact with spirits anyway. That's kind of why you have the ability in the first place. So,
Yay!
I want you to make for me a perception check at disadvantage because you're technically asleep.
Technically.
12.
Okay. So, is Riven a deep sleeper, especially now?
Kind of?
Okay. So, you will hear, like, it's, like, droning enough to sort of wake you up, and it is, like, someone reciting something, like, somewhere between, like, some sort of prayer or mantra and maybe a song. It's poetic-ish. It sounds like it would be poetic-ish. You just can't quite make out the words in your half-sleep.
Yeah. What do I wake up to?
You'll wake up, sort of take a look around, and you will see, that there is another one of those lovely, wispy-y people. Yay!
What do they look like this time?
It looks to be a rather large individual in heavy armor. And, the heavy armor is, like, translucent and see-through, because he kinda is.
Okay.
in his
Oh, great. Another
spectre
person.
nature. Yeah.
Am I close to them?
It's a little ways off of camp, and maybe you went far enough away from camp to be out of earshot when you were talking, and or far away from the temple to be out of earshot when you're talking, and then this person is not quite out of earshot of your camp, but he is
Closer
sort
to
of-
the temple?
more like closer to you than the temple, and to your right of your if the temple is to the north in front of you, he's off to your right, and he's closer than the temple is to you, so that you can hear him. So he's about the same distance from the temple as you are, really.
Okay. Well, I guess you'll wander over there and be like, hello.
I'm
I'm trying to sleep. Can you keep it down?
He doesn't seem to register that you are sort of nearby, but you will hear allies unstable, their loyalty thin. Yeah, we would have victory, but what would we win? And he's just reciting this sort of poem mantra thing, and has not noticed you at all.
She gets closer, and she's gonna like kind of poke him. At least try to.
Try to being the operative word. Yeah, no. You just
And it goes right there. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
and then he turns to you, stopping his mantra in the middle.
Hi.
You heard me.
Yes, and I see you.
Interesting.
What? You like need help or something? Or can you like go away so I can go sleep? Cause you're kind of noisy.
Normally, folks don't hear me.
Well, that's normal, folks. I'm not normal, so
Clearly.
anyway. Do you need help or no?
Well, how do you feel about order, law?
About order and law? I'm not a city person, so I mean there's the rules of nature, but I'm assuming not the ones that you're talking about.
Survival of the fittest. The strongest survive.
Yeah, pretty much.
He looks over towards the camp that you guys have set up and your dog that's still sleeping. What would you do if your friends betrayed you?
I would make them pay.
Would you kill them?
I mean, I had my trust betrayed by them once, but I didn't kill them, but if I had to, yes.
Would you say you're the vengeful sort?
I don't like, what is that saying? I don't like it when I've been wrong. I would do what I think was right and make them pay.
Let's see.
Why, have you been wronged?
Many times.
And have you gotten your vengeance?
Many times.
Was it worth it?
I don't know.
Is that why you're still here? Because you don't know if it was worth it and you can't move on?
How about I tell you my story?
Okay.
I'll leave you be for the night.
What is your story?
And he will complete and tell you his crazy long mantra of a song that is his.
And she will try not to fall asleep while he's talking about it. Okay. So I'm just like kind of boring and like, what? Need the information to catch attention.
It's an interesting something. But it is actually a musical number that somebody made for some other character that I thought was fitting to throw in at this particular moment. And
Okay.
I am not going to go over it to try to do anything with it, even though it's just poetic and not super song per se. And I will just
Ace the lyrics.
yeah.
Okay.
That's easier. I just gotta get the right formatting. Because this website that I got it from pulled me a bunch of ads in the middle. So, but the line that I said earlier was technically part of it, as you probably assumed. His little mantra. So
I'm gonna sit there and like ask him for his name, like, who are you, what's your name?
you will get it by the end of his story, and he is, and now this is not a cop-out, this is just fitting for the character in particular. My name's not important. Not anymore.
Oh, your name is important.
Hey, it's not a cop-out. He just doesn't want to tell you his name. Or perhaps he's a spirit that's been lost for so long that he forgot it.
He doesn't remember. Great, okay.
mean, that is a thing that happens with spirits sometimes.
Yes, so.
I think that happens with people if they hit their head hard enough.
I mean, not wrong.
You're like, gosh darn it.
It is fairly lengthy, but you can read it at your leisure. But yeah, it's
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Is he an Oathbreaker?
He
Because that's what I'm getting a vibe from this mantra. Or story.
He's he would technically count as an Oathbreaker, yes.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
And last one that I finally got to post the whole that blasted thing. There we go. Now then.
Okay. So
And-
she doesn't fall asleep during this. She's just like, oh, okay.
So, it is a fun little musical number, and it actually is pulled from a character basis from Minecraft. Oddly enough.
Oh.
Yep. It's the story. I don't know if you know your Minecraft lore or if anybody else does, but it's technically the story of Technoblade.
Oh.
I've heard the name, but I know basically nothing about the person.
Nope. It's a reimagining of all of his craziness that he did as a Minecraft YouTuber to tell it as if it was some sort of legendary tale or whatever. It's really so it is once he's finished, he's so.
And she seems a little bit more attentive now. I'm just like, So are you looking for forgiveness? Or you just no?
Forgiveness isn't important now.
Well, I mean, it could let you be at peace. Or does your god not deal with that?
It's complicated, but I think I can.
Oh, is there a message you want me to give to this temple here, or something?
I simply want to warn someone else. Sometimes things aren't what they seem.
Well, who are you trying to warn?
Anyone who's willing to listen.
So are you warning against this temple in particularly, or like, is there something suspicious about it?
There are suspicious people within it. Sometimes when you get so caught up in what you believe is right, you lose sight of those around you. And then sometimes your anger can get the best of you.
Oh boy. Okay, well, thanks for the warning.
Just don't lose sight of what might be more important. Thank you for listening.
You're welcome. I guess she's gonna wander off back towards the camp to try to finish her sleep.
Yeah. He'll remain there. He won't, like, disappear all wispy and whatnot like the kid did. He'll just remain there and sort of will watch the temple and the temple guards that are there. And then, like, depending on how attentive you are at making sure he's still there or that you're keeping an eye on him, it's less of a wispy disappear and more of a he just sort of turns and walks to the trees and then is gone.
Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
Hey. Next day.
Yeah, he's a fun one, ain't he?
Yeah, and now Riven is suspicious of this place.
Uh-huh. That was the goal. Anyway, so, following that, you will, wake up the next day. Nothing really happened during the night that was immediately threatening or anything, so it was relatively peaceful. Didn't have to much worry about the watches because you had the temple there. You also had a fairly protective area with your blanket of fortitude, random magic tent if something tried to attack it wouldn't work anyway. So yeah. What is your plans in the morning? What's everybody doing?
We're gonna go back up and see the guards, and then tried to get in?
I mean, I suppose, if there's no objections to that.
And none here.
Can we trust this place?
Was that in character?
Yes.
I mean, I honestly never really know what to think about religious places. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not a particularly faithful person myself.
Well, I was just saying, it's like, it said Silver's temple fell.
It did. I'm given to understand that was less a failure of the religion itself and more a result of infiltrators wreaking havoc on it from the inside. One of the people responsible was also one of the people who kidnapped Silver, and it was, I think, like just straight up a demon woman? Complete with like the fiery hair or something, if I'm remembering right?
Out of character. She is in fact not a demon woman.
Close enough for Locke, it's fine.
Yeah.
The point stands. Someone with fire hair stole Silver and was also involved in making the temple a shit place.
Yeah,
Not entirely, but close.
Close enough is the point.
good enough. It's fine. It's enough of the details
I'm-
that Locke's got, so we're good.
Okay.
I mean, are you getting bad vibes from this place?
I just think we should be careful. Try not to fully trust them.
Alright.
Like, it's just... Are we still
Alright.
out of earshot of the temple?
Oh yeah, you are.
I assume this conversation is happening inside the tent.
Oh, she wouldn't have gone inside the tent.
Or like just outside of it, either or.
She's just
Alright,
gonna be like, I saw one of those wispy people again.
Ah, what did they have to say?
There's people in there that have lost sight of what is right. So, like I said, we gotta be careful.
Alright. Okay. Oak, you're usually pretty good at spotting people. And just things in general.
Yeah, usually.
Okay, I think you could just...
I think Byrn's pretty good at it too, but you know.
Alright, out of character, what's everyone's insight scores? Mine is 6.
8.
Insight.
2.
This is not surprising.
No.
Oak's insight should be good in theory. Yes. Oak's insight is 9.
Alright, well... Just keep an eye on the situation around us. If anyone starts giving you bad vibes, let us know.
Okay.
So I say let's go and talk specifically to the people we need to talk to and not drag things out. Just get what we need and get out.
Is this the kind of people that your friend Silver was with?
I get the impression that it wasn't always like this.
Okay.
And even if it was, I'm not even entirely... I don't exactly recall. I'm not sure if she ever gave me the full details of how she got into the religion in the first place. If she just was swallowed up into it at a young age, or if she joined voluntarily. I don't recall those details. I don't even know if she told me outright.
No, I don't think she did.
So,
Well,
whatever
she gave
her...
a basic story, like she
Okay.
was kind of adopted into it.
Whatever the case, shall we?
Yes,
Yep.
lead on.
Alright. And I will fold up the blanket. And I will go I'm making my way back up to the gate again.
Yep.
Same guards as before or new ones?
It is
I would
the
assume
same.
new ones.
It
Oh,
is
okay.
the same. They haven't quite swapped shifts yet.
Alright.
So, I mean, they probably are starting to be in the middle of the shift, but they're sort of waiting for you to come up so that they don't necessarily have to relay all information and you can just be there at the same time.
And just take care of shit. Okay.
Alright. So, is it the same setup as before, only Oak and Locke going close?
I mean,
Well, I figured since we all have to go in there, we're all close this time.
yeah, I figure, like, I was just in charge of the initial approach. I figured this time we'd approach as a group.
Alright. Fair enough. So, you will approach, and you're moving closer to the two guards from before, and they're like, so it was Shadrach that you were wanting to speak with, our blacksmith, yes?
If that's the same individual that Young spoke with, then yes.
All right. Well, we're about to change over to our other set of guards, so I'll go in and see if he is actually busy and relay that information back to you, and then if he is available, then my fellow guards will lead you in a moment.
Very well. And as long as we're here, just like passively insight check these two and see what kind of vibes I'm getting.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a total of 26.
Wow, nice. So, I did ask you a quick question there, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah, these two are cautious. Maybe not aggressive or anything like that, but cautious just as if anyone else would be meeting someone new, you know.
Alright, so like there's not like any maliciousness to it, just like strangers, keep an eye on the strangers.
Pretty much. Yeah. As a general rule, those of Helm are guardians and protectors. So they are, if nothing else, they are extremely vigilant at making sure that they don't get like attacked outright or something like that. Now, granted, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not easy for you to infiltrate, but they are usually the very protective and guardian type sort. So,
Gotcha.
it is a wariness of, we don't know you, we're keeping an eye on you.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna just make sure I'm keeping my eye open for anyone giving us the not good looks, whether it be I want to hurt you, or I want to use you, or I want to fuck that one.
I don't think any of them will be worried about that. At least not that loud.
Hope not.
But anywho, so you will wait for a bit, and then eventually the elf from before will make his way back out, and he'll say, "Alright, so he's not quite busy with his day yet. He's going to be using his forge in a moment, but aside from that, he says he's okay speaking to you."
Alright. Lead the way then, I suppose.
And I do need that quick answer from Sam.
Yeah. That would be a hard no.
Yeah, I thought as much. So you guys will be starting to make your way inside, and what's your order? What's your like marching order walking inside? I'm assuming Oak and Locke in the front.
Probably.
Okay. So Byrn before Riven or after Riven?
I'd say before.
So Riven at the
Because-
very, very back.
Yeah, because she has the big doggo.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. That okay with you there, Byrn?
Not in back, not in front. So middle sounds good.
That's sort of all that's left at that point.
Yep.
So, all right, and as you,
The other would be you'd have a bit more variety on that front.
yeah, so you will make your way inside, and as Byrn sort of steps through and makes his way in, the guards do the guard cross swords and prevent Riven from walking in.
Excuse me.
Not you. You're staying here.
Why?
I'm sure you know that. You're staying here.
No, I don't know that, okay?
Please
Look,
just indulge
I
her.
need-
What did Locke say?
I said, please indulge her. Just answer her question, please.
Look,
Trying to immediately prevent a fight from breaking out.
Look, I'm only here because of him, so I need to go be by him to protect him.
Protect him.
Yes, I already don't trust you guys. Guess they seem seedy.
Why would someone with such an evil aura want to protect someone?
Because I made him a promise, and I hold those promises.
If I may offer some insight as someone who's traveled with her for quite a while now. Auras can say a lot, but they don't say everything. The aura's more an attachment rather than a part of her. Riven's one of my best friends. I would trust her with my life any day of the week.
Locke, pick a persuasion check.
All right. Luckily, I am good at those. Unfortunately, I rolled shit. 11. That's only because I have a +8 in that.
Mm-hmm.
And Riven's not too happy that she's being stopped.
Oh, I know she's not. Yeah, 11's not quite enough. They're not going to attack. That no.
Well, obviously not.
No, but it's like she's just gonna sit there and like, I mean, she's gonna attempt to be intimidating and stuff. It's just like kind of get a little too close for comfort, get in their face, kind of and be like, I don't trust you guys, so
roll intimidate.
nope. These guys have seen it all, and just like, no.
They reiterate like up in your face just as much as you are theirs, and you said, "We don't trust you guys," or "You don't trust these guys."
Yeah, and so I need to be there to protect him from you guys.
The feeling's mutual. You're staying out here.
Oh, really?
Enough, enough, enough.
At least I'm smart enough to sit there and not have my friends get lost to a cause. Or, no, yeah. Because she's trying to make a side jab at the fact of, like, she just talked to this ghostly figure that just, like,
I know.
was talking about them, and then also the fact that we're trying to help, like, Locke's other friend, Silver,
I know.
that had her temple.
I got it. It's a side jab at, you're not as great as you think you are, ha!
Right. All right. I will turn to the guard and be like, okay. If you are not comfortable allowing her inside unsupervised, would it be permissible to simply have her in, if accompanied by you two or someone else, perhaps as an armed escort, just to make sure everyone is playing nice?
They'll let the guard will sort of let up a little bit, and Riven can walk on through. And then the guard that...
Not so high and mighty, are you?
The guard that was partnered to the guards that had, blocked you off will be, like, near you and keeping as escort to you, as Locke said.
Oh, she's just going to continue giving him the stink eye.
Oh, I know. It's fine.
Please try to be nice, Riven. We are guests in their place. Mm-hmm. And to the guard who relented to let her in, I'll offer a respectful bow. Thank you.
Keeping an eye on you.
Now, we have a dwarf to talk to.
Yep, you do. So, you will eventually make your way inside, and you will be directed to what is essentially a cave and forge that is located nearby, and then you will find a like scarred in some places. He's got like a tattoo down, like wrapped around his right elbow and inside the elbow there. It's just basically all around the inside of his arm, and you can only see it because he's got all of his sleeves rolled up. He's got armor and a shield, but he's not wearing like the bracers so that he has access to his hands. And he is starting to prime up and set up a forge and set up for his work. And it is extremely hot in here.
I bet.
So I think though with the timing there, I I am going to end it with you guys approaching and him sort of looking up towards all of you. And, Locke.
Huh?
Make for me a perception check.
Oh, goody, because I'm so good at those.
Technically, Oak can too. But conveniently, no one else.
What the fuck? 3.
Oh, you made it 3. Cool. Like, what's your total come to? Like a 3. Okay.
2 plus 1 is 3.
What about Oak? Oh,
There we
okay.
go. That's better.
Over 23 more than what I got.
Yeah.
Son of a...
There is, as you sort of walk inside, you will see the dwarf person, and I'm going to end this session with Oak sort of like he does this very casual like tap of his head and glances at Locke as if to be like, awaken mind now.
Link.
As if that's what it sounds like. Okay.
It doesn't really have a sound, I was just...
Making a sound.
I'm very good at that.
You are, yeah. And then Oak will say, be sure not to draw attention to it, but I see it. And he will say, like, basically, I see it 12 o'clock above the forge. And if you glance in that direction, Locke, you will see, like, the sword that you will recognize as Silver's sword is in a display case on top of the forge.
Alrighty. Progress.
And that is where I'm going to end it.
The thing.
Yeah, it's right there.
That thing.
That's it. That's the thing we're here for.
Yes. So let's get it.
What were the odds of us actually convincing the people of this temple to let Riven in?
Considering the specifics of the circumstance,
Just be thankful she wasn't arrested.
yeah, pretty much. Riven,
Were they going to?
they were
Possibly.
going to, at the very least, they were going to detain her. So the little thing,
Which would have led into a fight.
Yeah.
see, there's this little thing, detect evil and good.
Oof.
The most common, well, not most common, the only classes that make use of detect evil and good are clerics and paladins, which everybody at this temple is either one of those things, one of them. And
At which
because-
I'm surprised Oak hasn't sat there and actually like checked on Riven and be like, "You okay? Check good and
he
evil."
will most definitely do it now.
Because, like, oh, these guys were reacting instantly. Okay.
He'll definitely do it now. He's had really no reason to, and he's not going to worry about it at this particular specific moment because it's very important that they do this. But once they leave
So
this
I
temple,
have
once
I
they
have a
leave this
question.
temple, he's going to be like, "Wait a minute, why is your aura evil? We know necromancy, but wait, evil?" So yeah, that's definitely going to be a thing.
I don't know. That might be sooner than us leaving the temple.
Anywho, yes.
Like, is Locke gonna sit there and share with all of us that where the sword is?
I mean,
Uh-oh.
maybe.
Uh-oh. I just realized the significance of what that could mean. Uh-oh.
What?
None.
The next times will be, let's see. Sam did the last time. Kenneth's doing the next time. Brian do the, This Has Been Shadows, and I'll do the other thing.
Alright. This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Join us next time as the group figures out just what sort of trial and or gets their hands on this sword, however they decide to do that.